Okay, hi everyone, this is Koinzell here. So today we're going to do the second part of the Alchemy Stone guide. So this time we're going to focus on farming. So what are the Alchemy Stones that you can use for farming and which are the best ones you should use? Okay, actually let me just go to the Alchemy. Okay, so without a doubt everyone knows that this is the BIS, yeah? Best in slot. And if you pump this all the way to 30, you get 106 CP, 50% crit damage, and these effectively, after you get all your gear to plus 40, each of this level gives you 40 CP in total. So that is 120 plus 106, which is 226 CP. So it's quite a sizable amount. But there are still other stones that we can consider. Take for example the Stone of Luck here. So Stone of Luck at plus 30, I believe it gives a 10% boost. Unlike what we have for us here in the end game, right? It's actually 2020. After you awaken the stone, you can pump it up to 10 levels of awaken enhancement. Now you see this as plus 10 because when you upgrade your red stone to pink stone, the previous awaken enhancement becomes this normal alphanumeric number, normal numeric number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is in actual fact, if it was a red stone, it would have been the awaken enhancement tier 10, and that gives you 20%, 20%. Now 20%, 20% is actually quite a noticeable difference. I know that there are some folks in BDM Global right now who are also using this Stone of Luck. But the problem with the Allium maps, right, is that your pets will not be able to pick up the items in time. I.e., you will see more chance on the floor than your pets can clear in time, which is not ideal, but it's still better than if you didn't equip the stone, right? Because at least your pets are working full time, so to speak. Now, there are other stones such as 5% silver and 5% the blackstone of getting blackstone. But personally, okay, let's pump me up to 30 first. I believe it will be plus 10 plus 10. Yeah, plus 10 plus 10. Honestly speaking, this sounds like a pretty good option, right? Especially if you don't have the rest of the alchemy stones. Or perhaps now, because you guys already at max level, you feel that this is more beneficial. Then you have the other stone here, which effectively gives you a 5% gear drop. And if you pump this up to plus 30, it gives you a 10%. But what I want to say is that this 10% is already adding a multiplier on top of a very low percentage to get gear in the first place. So this, honestly speaking, does not help much. Although I have heard of some of my viewers saying that there's some bug where when this does activate, you actually get one more additional gear. If that really happens, that's a bug because it should not be happening. And whether or not it really happens is still debatable, I guess. But personally, I have never used this stone. Why? Because I believe in killing efficiency. When it comes to farming, right, the more mobs you kill, the more you get. Right? Now, I think this should go without saying. It's terrible. This is not a stone to be used. What it does is that it gives all your skill a cooldown reduction of 1.4% every time you kill a monster. But if you set your skills up correctly, you don't even need this. Your skills would be going through a cycle without any break. So you don't need this at all. Okay? So now I'm going to talk about the most important stone, which is over here for farming. But there is a caveat to this stone. So this is the stone that gives you the damage percentage boost to mobs. Few mobs to be exact. Now, if you pump this up to 3-0, it gives you a pretty nice percentage of 30%. 30% is quite a bit of difference, even if you drop your CP by say 200 when you switch from a BIS stone to this plus 30 Hunter stone. Now the Brave Hunter stone, right, I would put it this way. It is a stone that high CP characters can utilize, can maximize the use of it. Why? Because if you're a high CP character, you're hitting the mobs you're killing the mobs in 2 skills. This can potentially pump it up to 1 skill, provided that when you hit the mob with 1 skill, the mob is almost dead when you're using your critical enhancement stone. And then when you try switching to your Brave Hunter, you will see very good results. Why? Because it becomes 1 hit against the monster. I will demonstrate that later in my farming. But personally, right, I feel that killing efficiency is more important. However, if you are struggling in the map, you're taking maybe 3 to 4 skills to kill the boss, to kill the mobs. Giving you this may reduce the number of times you need to kill the mobs by 1 hit, but it is a diminishing return the more hits you need to kill the mobs to begin with. So take for example, right, if you go from 3 skills to 2 skills by using this stone, you are getting a 50% boost, right? Because the amount of time you need to kill the mobs is much lesser. The amount of skills, sorry. So I take a simple example. Let's say you kill 4 mobs, right? So using 3 skills to kill 4 mobs means that you need to cast 12 skills in total. When you have 2 skills, when you only need 2 skills, right? You can, within the time frame of 12 skills, you can kill 6 mobs. So we're talking about 4 versus 6. And from 4 to 6, that is a 50% boost in your farming efficiency. So for CP, if your CP is decent enough that you are now killing the mobs within 3 skills, you can consider using this to pump me up to 2 skills, because that doesn't double. That gives you a 50% boost. A 50% boost in killing the mobs, to me, is better than a 10% at level 30, a 10% silver increment, or 10% blackstone chance, honestly speaking. Because all of these have a lower chance to begin with. Nothing beats killing more monsters in terms of getting the gear or whatever drops that you want. Because the more you kill, the more you get. It's as simple as that. Likewise for this, right, I would rather kill 50% more mobs than have a 10% chance to get a gear drop that's applied on an already low percentage chance to begin with. So that's my take on farming. Now, if the number of skills you need to kill the mobs is more than 4, and equipping this stone gives you 3, the amount of boost it gives is smaller, but it is still decent. Why? Because we use the same number, 12 again. So the amount of times it takes you to cast 12 skills, right? And 4 skills with 1 mob means that you kill 3 mobs. Yeah? Now, if you use 3, it means that you kill 4 mobs. So that is a 33% increment, right? From killing 3 mobs within the same number of skills to killing 4 mobs within the same number of skills. So that is still a 33% increment in your killing efficiency. But there is a slight caveat here. You must remember that whatever CP you are dropping to equip this stone, or rather whatever AP you are dropping to equip this stone, you must factor that in. So this means that when I use the example of 4 to 3, it means that your 4 skills, right, by the time you finish your third skill, the mod is almost dead but not dead, so you have to use the 4th skill. It has to be such an example. If you guys don't have enough dust to try it out, this is why I have to explain it in such a very detailed scenario, so that you guys can understand when it makes sense to move and get this stone. Personally, like I need to repeat again, killing efficiency or farming efficiency is more important than a 10% boost in stuff like this. Because when you increase your fueling or farming efficiency by just a 33%, it means that you are getting a 33% boost in getting silver, 33% boost in getting bloodstones, 33% boost in getting gear. It's as simple as that. Because in the end, it's just about farming, just killing the boss and getting the gear, right? The more you kill, the more you get. It's as simple as that. Of course, there's luck factor involved. If you're unlucky, nobody can help you. But it's a numbers game. The more you do, the more chances you get. Yeah. So, personally, my recommendation is to use this stone, unless you're taking even more skills than what I mentioned. But if you need 5 skills to kill a mob in that map, you should not be in that map in the first place. Yeah. In fact, the best optimal way to farm, right, is always, even we put aside the stones, the best optimal way to farm is actually to go to a map where you can kill the mobs in 2 skills. That is the most important thing. But of course, because you guys are at infant stage, the items dropped by the mobs will differ in the different maps. You need to at least go to a map with a decent red gear or decent skill boots. You get golden skill boots from that map, then it's worth going. Don't go to a map where the rewards are terrible, even if you can kill them in 2 skills. For us in Hardum mode, right? Because Hardum mode, the drops that you get actually is more or less the same throughout each of the Hardum map, except for the 4 most zones. So when you are farming in Hardum, 2 skills to kill a mob is definitely the golden guideline to do so. Okay? So if you are not hitting 2 skills to kill a mob in the lowest possible CP map with the same amount of rewards, right? Same kind of rewards that you can get from a high CP map, then unfortunately you should not be using this stone. Oh, sorry, I said it wrongly. Unfortunately, it means that you need to pump your CP up. It's as simple as that. Pump your CP up. You got no choice. I know it's not easy, but that is the gist of it if you want to reach ideal farming efficiency. Of course, if you don't reach the ideal farming efficiency, then no diff, right? Just farm. In the end, you will get there. Okay? So, this basically concludes my farming guide. In essence, what I want to say is that the best stone would be this stone here, which is the field mob bonus damage if you are talking about farming in Allion maps or Hardum maps, and provided you hit the scenario that I mentioned, which is 2, 3, 4 skills to kill the mob, and on top of that, your skills, right, the very last skill should be before you use your very last skill, the mobs should be on a very low HP already. And in that scenario, for sure, when you take away your BIS crit enhanced stone, this will help a lot. And if you don't have crit enhanced stone, this will definitely help. There's no doubt already. If you don't have a crit enhanced stone, you're not going to lose a lot of AP. The normal stone that gives AP without crit damage, right? Personally, I think it's still better to use this. But of course, when you use this, right, you really have to see whether your damage is still good enough. Why? Because the thing about the using this stone is that you sacrifice your critical hit damage. For me, right, because I have different red light stone setups, so whenever I use this, I use the setup with red light stones that give me crit damage. So I don't sacrifice my crit damage cap at all. My crit damage is still at its cap. That's a very important thing to note. So if you guys are relying on the enhanced stone for crit damage, right, you really have to try it out to see whether this stone is more beneficial than the crit enhanced stone. In most cases, yes, it will be. And if you can afford to get crit damage on your other items or stats while using this, it will greatly boost your farming efficiency. Greatly boost. I will show later on. Now, the thing about trying it out, right, is that just show you guys. Just random amount. Okay, so if I pump this stone up, right, you will only need 15.7k to hit plus 13. Is 30%. you can actually get your, after you try out, right, you can actually get your dust back by synthesizing the plus 30 stone, if you are already not aware of it. So you see that you will get a return of 15,199 dust. So you only lose about 501 dust. Of course, you lose the 15.7 million silver as well. But what is that cost compared to a pristine crystal, right? Okay, let's go. Okay. Now, I don't need this, or this. I only got them for the purpose of this guide, honestly speaking. They are worthless stones to me. The Stone of Luck is already plus 10, so I don't need it further. It doesn't make sense for me to pump it further. Plus 10 pink Stone of Luck, I mean. Okay, so let's go to a map so I can show you guys what I've been talking about. Probably I'll go, oh wait, probably I will go Nightmare. As that is a better view on the mobs dying. The good spots probably my guildmates have already filled them up. Yep. So let's go up to the top. I haven't been Nightmare the whole day because I was spending on my Shakatu coins. I think I spent about 30 million today on accessories. Okay, this is all taken. Oh, there's 17 people in here, no wonder. Okay, let me just take this spot here. Okay, so this is my setup with the BIS Crit Enhanced Stone. Oh, why did there must be a black rod shrine when I'm doing a video? Okay, never mind, I can go that later. So this, mine obviously gives a lot of boost because it's 390 AP, 390 DP, and then plus 7 of the gear as well. And of course 50% crit damage. Now, let's look at the amount of damage I'm doing to Nightmare mobs. Yeah, I don't know whether it's clear to you guys, but some of the mobs I can kill in one hit, one skill, some I can't. But it's still a very fast killing rate, by the way. Yeah, as you can see, right, there's still a few mobs here and there that's left with a bit of HP when I finish one skill. Now, if I change to the Brave Stone setup with a crit damage, you see that the CP I lose, right, is almost 1000. That's because my Enhanced Stone is really high in terms of the CP difference. But look at my damage now. The mobs have a higher chance of dying in one hit. And don't forget that you guys don't get such a strong crit enhancement stone compared to what we have. The enhanced stone that you have, the BIS right now is only plus 30. So plus 30 means that it's only 200 CP compared to 9000 CP. Sorry, 1000 plus CP. So you see the difference that a 39% boost to few mobs gives. And don't forget that when I was using my crit enhanced stone, I also had a 50% boost to few mobs because we have it from the Blood King bonus. Actually, let me just go to Blood King screen. We have this from the Blood King bonus: 15% world boss damage, 15% boss damage, and 15% field mob damage. So that's why you see my crit enhanced stone dealing like almost killing the mobs as well. But I can tell you for sure that the Brave Hunter stone does a much better job in that, at ensuring that I kill the mobs in one skill. Just look at the amount of the blue graphics coming out here, that smoke thingy. That appears every time a mob dies. So this is really very efficient, and I highly recommend you guys use the Brave Hunter stone instead. If you're going to use a farming stone, use the Brave Hunter stone. For players not in PDM Global but in PDM Taiwan or Korea watching this video, right, my recommendation is still to use Stone of Luck if you can't be as efficient as I am right now in terms of clearing the mobs. Because in the end, Stone of Luck will net you more drops actually. It's just that for us, we don't have a level cap. So I personally prefer killing more mobs. But Stone of Luck will only net you more drops in Hardum, not in Allium mode. Because in Hardum mode, the only way we get drops is from Spoils of War. This is very different for Allium map. I need to clarify this. Otherwise, other people, the viewers may get confused and they may end up thinking Stone of Luck is actually the better one. In fact, the Stone of Luck that you guys have now is also not that good because it's just 10%. The conclusion is that Brave Hunter Stone is the best, and it works even better the more CP you have. Even if you don't have a lot of CP, even if you take 4 skills to kill one mob, it is still a 25% boost. Right? Wait, was it 25 or 33? 35%, yeah. So 25% boost, no matter what, is still better than 10% silver, 10% gear drop, 10% blackstone. Yep. So I hope this farming stone alchemy stone guide on farming is helpful to you guys. I'll see you guys next video. Thanks everyone for watching. Bye. Hey everyone, I know I was saying bye for the video, but I wanted to show in the formal zone where the mobs are tougher than those in Nightmare. Why? I think this better shows the difference between the Crit Enhanced Stone versus the Brave Hunter Stone. So right now I'm equipped with the Crit Enhanced Stones. You'll see that there's a lot of mobs that's always left with a little bit of HP when I finish my skill. This is a very good example. Look at that particular mob just now. It was almost dead but not dead. So that is a waste. So this map better illustrates the point that I was trying to get at, i.e. the fact that the Crit Enhanced Stone, right, when you are in a scenario where you're almost killing the mob but not quite, not always 100%, the Brave Hunter Stone will help to make a difference in that. So you see that the damage I deal, right, is really more. Let's look at just the damage figures actually, make it easier. So now I'm using the Hunter Stone. You see the figures mostly range from 2000 plus. Actually 2290 I've seen some 2500 plus, 6600 plus as well. If I change back to the Crit and Stone setup, you start to see even lower damage figures like 1000 plus. I hope it's visible to you guys. You see there's quite a bit of 1000 plus. Earlier, right, when I used the Hunter Stone, there's actually not so much of the 1000 plus figures. It was more like 2200 to 2600. Whereas for now, right, if you look at it, right, I actually dealing 1600, 1800 to about 2300. So far I saw the highest was 2300. So I hope this better illustrates the point I'm trying to get at, which is that the Brave Hunter Stone definitely deals more damage than the Crit Enhanced Stone when we talk about pure farming in either Hardum map or Allium maps. Alright? Okay, thanks everyone. See you next video. Bye.